It works. Good morning, welcome to Make It Monday. I'm Natasha McCarthy here at Natasha Makes. What are we making today? I hear you say.
What are we making today?
Oh, there it is. It's like an echo.
I'm not used to this.
SJ's with us today.
Morning.
Hooray! Right, I'm going to need Claire Angelina's help on this. I don't know if she's watching this morning, if she's off doing child school thing. No, it's not school. Holiday things.
Holiday.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Because it's a French word. In fact, we've got the printout of the pattern somewhere. But we're making this. And this is an étui.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
I even looked it up on Google and pressed the how to pronounce it button. Étui.
That button is very helpful.
I hope it's accurate. You know, when you, it's like when you do translate and then get a tattoo and realise that actually you've just ordered a number 57 with rice.
Oh yeah,
Chinese
instead
menu.
of your,
You know, your deep and meaningful.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm hoping I have created today. We've got kits for, well, sort of got kits for it. We've got fabric bundles, because you can make this anyway. You don't have to make it out of cork. You can. You absolutely can. And in fact, I know Jane's going to be watching. If she could grab the cork and felt that I left in the light box, that would be really helpful. We have more cork arriving today, but you only need a tiny bit. You might have a scrap left over. I've put it with a really lovely bit of like oatmeal-y coloured felt, which is rather nice.
it is.
Oh yes, but as you can see, lots of goodies on the show. Some of your Friday deals that I wanted to show you in the flesh. Some are brand new. SJ, we did a deal on scissors, didn't we? What was the deal in the end?
Recently.
Or did we just put them out at $7.99 a pair?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
We did.
That works.
Because that was a steal for these scissors.
That's it. It was a scissor steal.
It was a scissor steal.
I know we did something. Just a play on... Oh, thank you, Jane. Just a little play on words. Okay. Yes. So, let's go overhead and have a look then at some of the goodies we've got on today's show. You can get a fat quarter cork. This is your large grain. We've also got it in the dark grain, which is due in today. We've had notification of that due in today. Let me show you what we've made in the past with the dark grain so that you can get an idea of what that would look like. Do you remember this bag that we made?
Ooh. I love cork. I really love cork.
Do you know what? The more we use cork, the more I want to use it more and more and more. So you can either grab your felt with a fat quarter of the dark grain or the large grain. It's going to look lovely either way, right? Now, we've had these clasps for a while and we did a little clutch. So if you'd rather do a clutch with it, then you can. But what I did find, I was sitting in my little shop renting out paddle boards at the weekend, and I just had this with me, and I was able to stitch up. I had all the frames that I've been saving up to hand stitch, and I was just... What I would really recommend, if we've got any left, and I can really recommend it because I forgot to take it with me, and that's the thimble pads, if we've got any more of those. I don't know if we have, but if we haven't, then we need to get some more because they're great.
Yeah.
So they are your two kind of felt cork combos for today's make, and then it's just fabrics that you want on the inside. We have got the Tilda fat quarter combos that are perfect for this. Should we just work our way methodically through the desk? Because I
think
feel
that
like there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
A lot going on, and we should probably say hello to everyone as well, because that's kind of a friendly thing to do.
It is. There's just so much to do.
I know.
So we've got Rebecca Johnson's with us saying morning everyone.
Morning.
Jane Vivash saying morning. Tash and SJ, happy Monday. Sharon is also with us saying morning all. Joy Hall, good morning Natasha and SJ. Sue, Jane, Elizabeth Krangle is with us as well.
Auntie Lizzie.
Yeah.
Good job.
Donna, Julia, Deb, Joe. Still Sparkly she's having a great day. She's morning.
Morning.
My weekly meeting was cancelled today. That's what we like.
That's the one. That is the one. Perfect. Okay, let's look at these because these are on your Friday deals. These are 1,000 yard spools. When we had Gary here and we were talking about reasonable threads, threads can add, like, the dream is Orifil, right? But they're not cheap.
No.
So Gary said if you are prepared to defluff your machine, then a brand that they use down at Franklin's with the Dukies are these, and they're Coates Moon thread. So they are slightly, you'll get slightly more fluff off them than Orifil, but they're a fraction of the cost.
Yes.
The really important thing is that they are evenly spun. That's the important thing. You want that thread that is nice and even, because otherwise it's going to catch as you go through and you're not going to get that nice and even
I was just
feed.
about to say, what does that mean?
It makes sense, right?
Got it, yeah.
Whereas if you've got like lumps and bumps, and it doesn't give you that evenness. So coats have been around forever. These are the polyester ones. So these are going to be great for makes like this, where you want that durability, bag making, things like that, where you want a nice strong thread.
Yes.
Okay. When you're doing your quilting, then cottons, obviously perfect. And we had the duets, and we did have some. We had some coats, mez duets and stuff.
Yes,
like that
we did. We had them last week, didn't we?
There was a cotton version.
Yes.
We have got pastels and we have got the darks. These are 1,000 yards. This is going to go an awfully long way.
Yeah.
And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that 24 in there? Must be 16, 24. Yeah.
Yes, it is, yeah. 24 spools.
1,000 yards of thread for how much, Esther?
We put them out for...
We put a bit of a deal on it, didn't we?
You're testing me now, Natasha.
I know.
This is where I'm not quite as speedy as Gemma.
It was on the Friday deals, though, wasn't it?
It was on the Friday deals.
I want to say it was either $29.99 or $39.99.
I think we did it even lower than that.
Did we? Did we?
I think so.
Did we?
Come on, computer. Work fast.
What did we do them at? What did we do them at? I'm really worried now. What did we do them at?
Oh no, okay, sorry, no, we did it at $29.99. We went for the lower of the two. Sorry.
I think they should have been.
We're going to make a little bit of money. But they should be way up in the 30s, like way over.
That is £1.25 a spool.
Yeah.
For 1,000 yards.
You wouldn't be able to get your
on a deal.
for that price.
Orifil comes up at 12 spools, so half the number. When we put them on when we take like 40 quid off, they come in at 99.99.
Yeah.
So that's, this is a mega deal. I can only hold that price for today.
And we also, it's very limited.
Yeah.
Stock that we have on these as well. We weren't able to bring in.
We can't get any more of the darks. We might be able to get some more of the pastels, but right now.
We can try, but we can't promise.
No. So darks, pastels, 24 in each. You're covered, aren't you? You've also got in the darks, you've got all your mushroomy colours and your greys and everything. They're the ones that just disappear. Yeah. They're brilliant to sew with. You've got a few in there as well. So it depends what kind of pastel, what sort of palette you sew with. Right.
Or you just
so
want to
for
get
that
both.
price, you can afford to clean out your machine ever so often. And actually you should as well, a little bit of oil on some kitchen roll just gets all the fluff out and helps your machine work even better. Right, so I have had more of these in. I've loaded these this morning, SJ. I don't know if we can tag them in the show, but I've loaded some more of these.
Okay,
because they arrived while I was away. These are the things. So if you've got a steam iron, I don't iron Josh's shirts or anything anymore, but I will steam them. And his suits. He so rarely wears a suit, but when he needs one, I will get the steam iron out and I will steam it. And I'll put that behind where I'm steaming. You can also use it in your bag making, because we got these before we got these. In your bag making or anything, when you're doing a little pouch or anything like that. So for example, when we made these the other day, when you're pressing them, you can either go in like that. You can hear my iron heating up, can't you? And press like that,
Yeah.
which is really, really, really helpful.
Helps you
Or-
get into the little corners as well that may be
Yeah.
difficult to reach otherwise.
Yeah, especially with your bag making. But Lisa recommended these, so I got some of these, and I've had 2 more arrive this morning.
Yeah,
So
we
you
sold
can-
out of these
Yeah.
on Friday.
So I've got 2 more, and I've got a few more due in, but I'm not going to load them until they actually land. They seem to have been sent in dribs and drabs for some reason. But you see, that's how you would use those. So they're both incredibly handy, whichever way round. you
They're
want
good
use them.
to travel with as well, aren't they? So
Yeah,
they've
absolutely.
got that feature as well as, you know, being a staple in your sewing room as they are if you're a person who travels quite a lot or, you know, goes to a lot of workshops.
And they fit in. I bet these sold. These are all gone. Because these fit in the end pocket like that. Someone said, why don't you just make one, Natasha? Because I'm trying to find... I've had an idea though for this.
The mesh.
Yeah. I have had an idea, SJ. It's in my head, which means at some point it might come out. I've got one more of these to go.
Last
penguins.
one.
Yeah. I've got a few half meters of a couple of these colours left. These have been insanely popular. Just insanely popular. In fact, the show that I was meant to do today, I can't do because so many of these sold with the, what do you call them? With the flannels.
Yes.
The new Robert Kaufman flannels. So I've had to change the show idea completely because so many went at Create and Craft. Here they are. Beautiful.
They were very adorable.
One of those, they're half meters. Do you know what I would do with these? I would be doing a snuggle quilt or lampshades. Could you imagine having a penguin lampshade in your kid's bedroom?
Ooh, that'd be quite nice.
I've got ideas for that as well. Honestly, tomorrow, you want to watch tomorrow? I've got storage solutions tomorrow.
Yes, we do.
Yes. Izzy and Naomi are busily making one as
Ah,
we speak. Now, these scissors are $7.99. Jane said I should charge more. And then she went, no, actually don't, because then I can get all of them. What are you going to do with that? Should we do a close-up of these? Because the other thing that we've got, which I think is really, really useful, you'll notice that each of these, apart from these because they're mine, has got, they're so sharp, they've got a little protector on. And it might be, no matter where you want them, that you want them protected. So we've got these. These are the rainbow swan's head. You can see the swan head there. We've got those in a gorgeous rainbow. Isn't that lovely?
the
super,
detail
super, super
on
sharp.
them.
But if you want to protect them, and these are brilliant, you can put them down in there. And then this, you can move that around. So that can either go through that one or that one. How cool is that?
Nice and cute.
I thought about doing a pattern for these. I did think about it. And then I thought how fiddly that was going to be.
Yeah.
I thought, why don't I just buy them in? They're $3.99. They're done. I think they're worth $3.99 of anyone's money. to
Yeah,
have.
because it's a dual purpose, isn't it? It keeps your scissors from scratching up anything in your sewing bag, but also it keeps your scissors sharp and
Safe,
fresh.
Yeah. These are mint to pink ombre. Aren't they pretty? Mint to
They are
pink
lovely.
ombre. I would be getting, you see, then I would be getting this one.
Going for the teal.
And this show came about because of Helen Law, who saw these scissors on a show and went, Natasha, where did you get them? Please can you get them for us? We need. So Helen, if you don't buy these today, no pressure, but if you don't, you know, the whole show was done for you. So
All of them were bought for you.
yeah, no pressure or anything. But we've got the swan's head in a beautiful blue. Look at that blue, glittery blue. And in the rainbow. I just think they're the most beautiful scissors I've seen in a very, very long while. So, if we go overhead, do you know what actually I didn't check is whether or not all of these other ones I checked fit in these, but I did not check whether or not these ones actually fit in. No, you're going to struggle with these ones. These are the only ones They're the only ones that won't fit in these cases. All of these do. And I tried all sorts, because I do that thing of, especially if I'm buying from a new supplier, I will like buy a sample and check so they fit in. So your normal sort of size ones fit. If you had, back in the day, do you remember these ones that we had? Let's see if those ones fit in. In they go, in they go. With a little bit of a stretch, you can put that in. Yeah. So the Inspira ones, they work too. They work too. So they are very, very useful. So it started, this show started with an email from Helen saying, could I please get these in? Could I remember where I got them from? No. I had to go on a hunt. At which point I then ended up buying all of these because they thought they were really beautiful. And then I ended up buying these because they were really beautiful too and really handy. And then I thought, well, hang on a minute, we can do better than that. We could make a whole thing. And that's how the show came about. So.
This is how a lot of the shows come about, though, to be fair.
They do, yeah. It is true. It is true. Because it's that need, isn't it? And if I need it, somebody else is going to need it.
Yeah, we do. I think that's what happens with us. We go, Tasha, I was thinking about doing something like we've had Gemma, Jane being like, I really need something like this. And we're like, wow, let's make it.
Let's just do
and
it.
then let's share it. Yeah. Because there's going to be somebody else who wants or needs it too.
Exactly. And here we are.
Yes. Ginny has said that she can hear me loud and clear, but she's struggling to hear you. It's usually me that's
I know, and that's why I turn my microphone round. But you've got yours.
I've got mine really high today.
There we go. I'll put mine there.
Hopefully that will help.
Hopefully that'll help. Ba ba ba. Oh no, I've got a sad Reuben. Someone's left him somewhere. We've got all the children in all the world here today, which is proving, fun.
Are they playing hide and seek with him and he's got sad?
Yeah, I think he's just been left. They've gone out to sort it. They're making a den. This is either going to work or not. Mm-hmm. 4 kids. I had like a Enid Blyton moment and I was like, go out and play in the fields. Here are some secateurs.
Oh, okay. No, they're all old enough.
Go and trim stuff. I mean, the oldest is 13.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely was in the garden with my mum and dad at younger than that.
Yeah. Go and make a den. You can trim back this bush here to make this den under here. So we'll see. They'll either kill each other or love each other by the end of the day. It's kids, isn't it, and school holidays. Thing is, you've got to learn how to get on with people, haven't you?
Yes.
Because you're not going to like everybody all the time.
No.
Not everyone is going to be as annoying as your siblings, to be fair.
Do you know what? I think it's fair to say that your siblings are probably the most annoying people you're ever going to come across, but they're also the most accepting people and precious people to you as well. So
because nobody's brought up the same way.
No.
That you
no
have.
one else understands.
No, nobody
some of
gets
your craziness.
Yay!
Like your siblings would.
And why it's the way it is. I found these. I've still got a couple of these, SJ.
Yes, we do.
Now, these are a really light gold, almost rose gold, 8.5 centimetre clasp with the last of the, I don't think we've got very much of this left. And I put it with the vanilla because it was really, really beautiful. But you could equally do one of those. It comes with that because, it should. And these ones weren't cheap and neither was that. So, yeah. So I just thought I would mention that. The other thing that I would potentially look at making this with, if you've gone for the cork and the felt duo, then you can do anything on the inside. I found, we had those O'Deals. That we made the bag with.
Yes.
Yeah. I have got like 2 of these left. Of the O'Deal fat quarters. The rest have gone. It's only this colourway. I had the most out of this colourway. Had quite a few of this colourway. The others have all gone. That's what I'm left with. Other things that I think would really work are the butterfly garden. But if not, I've got other plans for that.
As always.
I know. I've got a couple of these left. Oh, I was going to go and get these out the kitchen. I made one for Emily and it's the only sample that I've got left. Can I find the sample that I made out of this?
No.
No, because, and the reason I made it out of this, these are the V clasp bags. You know, with Lisa's fabrics, just watch how beautifully that fussy cuts into there.
It's as if they were made for each other.
I know. I've got like 2 or 3 left of these as well. So yeah, it was a little bit of a, what have we got? Because otherwise these things get overlooked. They might go on a Friday deal, and if there's a couple left, we can't hit it right, can we, with numbers? We either do too many or not enough.
Yes.
And it's really hard to know. But then if there's just 1 or 2 left, it's not a whole show.
No. So then we've just got to flash it in front of you because we all forget. There's been times where we're like, oh, I didn't even realise there was one left of them.
Oh, I know, right? Didn't realise, oh, it's been underloaded. And we're sitting on one going, why is that there? But of course, we've had one in the photo booth or something and it's
That
not
hasn't been counted.
Yeah. This was an insane deal. Absolutely insane. So at Festival of Quilts, lovely Debbie Moore did a remake of My Everlasting Bouquet, and she did it in 3 seasons because it's felt like winter for the last year. She did it in 4 different colourways of flowers, but the same vase and everything else, and did it as a wall hanging.
It looks stunning.
Yeah. I was showing it to Josh and he's like, oh, that looks familiar. And you walk past ours at the bottom of the stairs
Every day.
every day. So glad you noticed. I don't know why I bothered to clean, because if they don't notice like entire pieces of art on the wall.
Oh no, but
they're not
that's
gonna
the sort of
notice a bit
things. No, but that's the sort of things that they will pick up on.
I don't think you'd care.
That's my problem.
Oh.
I could put a nice piece of artwork up on the wall and it would go
Notice.
unnoticed for weeks.
Yeah.
However, if I've left, I don't know, like a tissue on the side for an hour,
Yeah,
are you not going to pick
bad.
that up?
no, clearly not. This is the Everlasting Bouquet. So named because I get really sad when you're gifted flowers and they die. So this is the Everlasting Bouquet.
Yes.
It's been really hard to get hold of the shark's tooth, but I've got it. So this comes with the shark's tooth for that. You can use any spot for the background or a plain. It's entirely up to you. And then I've given you 2 meters of the steamer seam. I would really, really, really highly recommend the steamer seam because no other bonding agent acts, it's tacky. The others, they're only adhered once you steam them on, which means that you've got no chance. You end up sort of tentatively placing them, whereas with these you peel off the back and you can stick them and you can replace them however you like, and then you take that whole thing all stuck down and steam it. And that's why steamer seam is absolutely the best for this, hands down. Hands down. You get 2 meters.
Yeah, because you want to be able to move your flowers around.
Because you want to see how they're going to look.
Yeah.
It's like making a bouquet, isn't it? You don't just plonk them in one place and then leave it. You go, oh, would that look better there? Or chop a little bit off the... And you arrange it like that. It's very much like this. Or you want to bring like a bit to the foreground and bring it in front of another bit. And you can really do that and play and get that depth. And that's what makes this so successful. We've got various K Facet Collective florals in half meter heavens and all sorts.
Yeah.
So you could grab one of those and use that for the background and the vase shape or whatever you want. What I would say is the deal on this is mega. This is not cheap stuff.
No.
But you've got the pattern, you've got the fat quarter, and you've got 2 meters of this. And we took a big chunk off, didn't we?
We did take a big chunk off that. So you're saving a whopping £12.50.
Right. So that is that. So it's more than getting the pattern and the fabric for free.
Yeah.
You're getting part of that for free as well. So you're not even paying for all of that. That's coming for free. So even if you're not ready to do it yet, even if you haven't seen the flowers, the florals that you want to do with it yet, just stash it. Or whether you just want that, because actually there's a deal on that.
Yeah.
And then that just
Comes
you
with
gift it to somebody else. It doesn't matter, but that is an absolute bargain. And I'm not sure that everyone appreciated how much of a bargain that was. Right, let's then have a look at, I'm going to put some cork down here so that you can have a little play. You don't have to use cork, by the way. Imagine velvet
Ooh.
on the outside. I thought of that once. I'd already pre-cut my outer piece to do again. I'm like, oh, no. So, we did the other day 3 tilde fat quarters and a plain, 1/2 metre of plain, so that you have got lots to do projects with.
Yeah.
So they are on the website. I can't remember all the names off the top of my head because, you know, I've slept since then. But they are there. And they represent, to my mind, incredible value for money because some of these are not just plains. The linen texture in there is absolutely gorgeous. I love that green and that pink.
It's a jam-packed little bundle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so just to see that with your cork, just to give you that idea. And we've done lots and lots and lots of makes with this sort of thing. This again, this is a lovely linen texture as well, which picks out the florals in there, but goes so beautifully with the pink. I love that bundle. Oh, there are so many here, SJ, that I just adore all of them. Now this one we've gone with misty blue that's actually green.
I love this fabric.
I know. And we'd get, the thing is, like you've done customer service enough to have people go, please could I have some of the misty blue that's not blue? And that's how you now refer to it as well?
Yeah. The
green that's misty blue.
I feel like we need to start putting that in the 1/2 metre heaven descriptions.
Well, the misty blue that's not blue.
With misty blue, but
not
it's blue.
This green. It's crazy, isn't it?
No, but in some lights, it can look a bit blue.
Depending on what fabric you put with it,
and
it's one of those
yes.
deceptive ones.
There have been times where I've photographed it and just because, I don't know, the light might have shone through slightly differently in that 1 second.
Yeah.
It's looking a bit more blue today than it is normally.
It's you know, we've put enough fabrics with different colours for you to see how colours change.
Yeah.
And I've just sloshed coffee up my glasses. I'm frantically looking around to see if I've got a lens cloth. Now, reds with tilde, really tricky. But actually the linen texture from Makawa works an absolute treat and picks out the reds in there and the reds in there and looks really nice with that. That could be a Christmas bundle. If you want Christmas, not Christmas.
Yes. These are perfect. You haven't got the Christmassy patterns, but you've got the colours.
Now this one, this is paprika. How gorgeous is it with that blue? They're opposite on the spectrum, on the colour wheel.
Still Sparkly's just suggested you just lick your glasses.
It might come to that. There's a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of paprika in there, which just works, and it's that colour in there. So this was a surprise bundle that we really loved. Me and Jane were like, oh, we did not see that coming.
That worked.
Yeah. We love that. And then this pink again, this beautiful pink again. Look at that pink and that green. Oh, and that pink's in those flowers there, and it's in that. It's just such a pretty, pretty, pretty bundle. They are all on the website. You are getting, 1.25 metres of fabric in those.
Yeah, that's what you do. You know, they're all little pieces, but actually when you think about how much you're getting in total in that bundle, it is great.
Come on. Where is normally, and I took it out the other day. Oh, what have I done with it?
Just when you need her. I'm trying to see if I've...
Oh, no, look. I've got some fluffy fabric on the side. There we go. Right. Should we get making? Should we do that?
Yeah.
You can all have a good old rummage and see what you want. I would really recommend going for those moon threads. I'm just happy it comes in a box.
No, that not worked.
No, I've managed to now splodge it onto the other side.
Oh, fabulous.
So the original coffee side, I might just have, I think I've just scratched them. Good-o. Oh, you know we did that barge foot purse.
Yes.
I've got some smaller barge foot clasps coming. I'm going to do a little something for that. Right, so with your pattern comes a template. I'm going to demo with this fabric again because I love it. Oh, this combo is also available. I'm so taken with these. I think they're great. And I'm going to put these out of the way actually so I don't use them. I can use my own, which are in here. Just reminds me. Okay.
If I see you reaching for those ones.
No. No. So you get templates. These are my original templates. And you can see, right, here you can see. So we're going to cut on the fold. I've cut this to the side. So when I've used my own technique of, drawing around and doing all of that to make your template. And then I've used these. These are your seam makers. And all you do is decide how big you want that seam to be. And then you put your pen in there and you roll it around. It's so clever.
Do you know what these remind me
The given
of?
seam. Spiro things.
Yeah,
Yes!
I used to love them when I was younger.
Freddie's got a spirograph. And I was remodelling his bedroom at the weekend, as you do when you get home from the beach and everybody's tired and grumpy. You're like, you could all go to bed.
When you
or
all
I
could have a nap.
Yeah. Or I could just remodel your entire bedroom, Freddie. So, okay, Mummy. And then I messaged Josh and I'm like, I can't actually walk into any room because there are hurdles everywhere. And now I've got a chest of drawers stuck in the door. So that's quite big. Yeah, I know. Well done, me. Right, we're cutting on the fold. I've done a little bit of cutting because there was a lot of cutting to do and I thought you might get bored. So this is my cork outer. You can either cut it on the fold or if you've got, a thicker fabric like your cork. Oh, denim. Look nice in denim as well, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
So you can draw a straight line down the middle, draw around one side and then flip it like I have and draw it around the other. It's one way. With your interfacing, and this is why, do you remember when we did the scrap bags of your interfacing bundles? This is key because you will have a little piece of Styleville in there rather than having to buy a whole half metre or a whole metre. Do this without the seam allowance. Without the seam allowance, because otherwise with the cork and everything else you are not going to manage to shove a folded over seam of this and cork and everything else in there.
Yeah.
Not going to happen. Okay, so without the seam allowance for that. Okay, and you can see I've got my seam allowance all the way around there. All right, so then it leaves us to decide which way round we want to do everything. So let's mix this up a little bit, shall we? On your template, you have got two lines, top pocket, bottom pocket. It's all there, SJ.
Yeah.
It's all there for you. Let's have a little look, shall we? I'm going to fold it this way. The beauty of these tildes is that they're sort of non-directional.
Definitely makes them easier to work with.
It does. It really does. It's a good job Ruben's not in here because I'm about to use the iron.
And he doesn't like the iron.
He really does not like the iron. We've started now when he's in the car because he loves the car. So we've started playing soundtracks for Bonfire Night.
All to prepare him.
Yeah, because when our puppy arrives, did I mention we're getting a puppy? When Minnie arrives, Minerva, goddess of craft and wisdom,
Ooh.
Minnie for short, yep. Freddie turned around to me and said, Mummy, isn't that Athena? I'm like, look, You say potato, I say potato, and you say Greek, I say Roman. It's fine. Whilst going, oh, something's gone in. We've been listening up and down the motorway to, well, we started off listening to Stephen Fry doing all of the Harry Potters.
Oh, we had Stephen Fry reading Harry Potter.
Oh, amazing.
Great.
And then I needed a break after 3 books, which was like 30 hours. I needed a break. But Stephen Fry's voice, doing anything, I'm down with that. He's just brilliant. So we got his, is it Mythos? He knows all about the ancient Greeks, the Stephen Fry.
I didn't know about that one.
Oh yeah. And he's written this book, and it's all the stories of ancient Greeks and the gods and everything else. It's absolutely brilliant. So of course, you know, Freddie's actually been listening to all of these. Some are a bit racy, and I'm like, I really hope you don't understand half of this. But you know, it's all good.
Pick up the bits that we want you to remember, though, please.
Yeah. I mean, he's quite good about how he terms things in it. But I mean, I remember we used to have to do classics. Mrs. Uzuchuku was our classics teacher. No one could spell that.
Yeah, that would be a tough one.
Yeah, it was. I'm going to do this for my bottom pocket, so I will. Mrs. Uzuchuku. Yeah, but I can still remember it. As a name, I can remember it.
Did you have a way of remembering how to spell it? Like, would you split it? Would you have a little riddle or...?
No, she wrote it on the board, and we wrote it on the front of our exercise books.
Oh, okay.
And then no one tried to ever spell it again because it was too hard.
That's fair.
Yeah, I want to do 2 of these. Yeah, Mrs. Uzuchuku. Can't remember where that name was from. But anyway, she taught us classics. And I would have been younger than Freddie when I did classics.
Wow.
I would have been 7 when I first started learning classics. Didn't learn Latin, thank goodness. But classics, yes. And then what else do I need? So I've got one of those. I'm going to do my lining for that out of this as well. So you're going to need to, because I've lined all of these. And I mean, you could line that the other way around if you wanted, but I'm just going to use this for my lining. I love this ticking. I think it's really beautiful. I'm hoping that I can... You can see how I didn't leave all my cutting, can't you? Reuben, is no one playing with you? He's now jumping up at the window, going, oh, I've been abandoned. He's like that kid that gets overexcited and no one wants to play with, isn't he?
Yeah.
Because he's hit them in the face with a ball too many times. That's Reuben. He doesn't mean to. He just can't help the fact that he's ridiculously big.
Yeah, I don't think Reuben has grasped the concept
of how big he is.
No.
But he's going to have to be a big brother, a good big brother to Minnie. So if he gets scared of fireworks, and he's scared of the iron, so I'm like, right, we've got to desensitise him. It didn't help that I might have steamed him accidentally. Not with actual steam, but it sort of whooshed out over the top of where he was asleep. Didn't realise he was there. But I should have known, because he is the Velcro dog and always there. He is omnipresent. But I did that, and it shooshed over where he was asleep. And it just took him by surprise. He didn't like it. But these things grow. I had a spaniel. Do you remember Arthur? Studio dog Arthur? And he had an incident with a firework when he was a puppy. We were staying at a campsite, and they didn't tell us that they were letting off fireworks for a wedding. So we rounded the corner just as they let off, unleashed all the fireworks in all the world. And he ran off, and I lost him for a good hour. Frantic, absolutely frantic.
That is very scary.
It was really scary for all of us. And after that, obviously he didn't like bangs, so he was then gun shy because he was a gun dog. Not anymore after that.
Yeah.
I'm cutting all these on the fold, by the way, whilst I chat away. So this is going to be my middle-sized pocket.
Even when I know fireworks going off, I jump, so...
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But he then took it one step further. So then when we lived in the middle of Bodmin Moor, and we used to get hit by the rain, we'd watch it coming in and we'd go like, right, we've got 20 minutes before that hits us off the south coast to get the dogs out and round the moor and back again. And he started being scared of the heavy rain because it sounded so loud. And when we moved into a thatched house and you got no rainfall, he was fine. He was absolutely fine. And then he went deaf and it was the best day, which sounds awful because you don't normally wish deafness on a dog, but it just meant he wasn't scared of stuff anymore. So I don't want that again. I want to have a nice, confident dog.
Yeah.
But Ruben's just a big baby.
I find, so my sister and my brother-in-law have a Doberman.
Yes.
So when everyone looks at their dog, they go, oh, it's a big scary dog. But she is so soft.
Yeah.
And again, she doesn't...
And they are with their families.
No, do you know, it's not, as soon as, it's anything. If she's a princess.
Oh.
She's a dog princess.
This is a good thing.
So, you know,
yeah.
Everyone thinks that she's this fierce dog. She's not going to run after you because she can't be bothered to do that. She wants to run after you to have a play.
So Reuben won't run after you very far because then he realises that he's left me.
Well, yeah, there's also, yeah.
And then he's like, oh no, quick, back to mum. I'm going to sew across the top of these. We are making and chatting at the same time, by the way. So if we can just change that camera angle.
Yes.
I will just, and it is just a little stitch across there. And I will chain piece. There we go. If only I had some little snips. Oh, there you go. Perfect. And we will top stitch. This is a beautiful gift. I think this will be one of the things. Also, at this same said school where I learnt classics at the age of 7, we did needlework. And I made my grandma a felt needle pouch and I embroidered balloons all up the side of it. I mean, when I look at it now, they were going the wrong way, but there were balloons, sort of, in a strong wind. Let's just say balloons in a strong wind. And when she died, it came back to me. I've got it somewhere.
Oh.
And this will be something that I hope it's special enough. And if you make it out of beautiful Tilda fabrics or something like that, or the Odile or whatever it is, that it will be kept and loved. Mm-hmm. And will be something that gets passed down. Because they'll remember that when you came to stay or whatever and you did a bit of hand sewing, that you had your special étui. I'm going to thank the person that said, oh, that's an étui, and made us look. Jane's like, is it? I thought that was a fault. No, it is exactly that. I'm just going to top stitch. So I learnt a new word. I say learnt. I can spell it. Can't always say it.
Oh, we have those types of words, don't we?
But I am learning French.
Are you learning it with the kids or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we do at least 10 minutes a day.
Nice.
We are on our 27-day streaks. We've been doing it for nearly a month now. Change that camera. Sorry. Thank you. Yeah. It's good. It's all right, you know. It's all right. So we're going to start to layer these up. Like so. This is my outer. There it is. And you can pin these in place. Because what I'm going to suggest you do is now you can stitch down the middle before or after you apply this, but I would. And the beauty of using these pins, of course, is that you can pin it in place and know it's not going to shift, and that you can even steam it and know it's going to be okay. But you are going to just adhere that. And then you can draw your centre line, and then you can just sew down there, and then that's everything held in place, sewn in place. Where is my little I've done that thing, SJ, of going away, coming back. Is that thunder?
I don't know.
Or
There are chances that we will experience thunder and lightning today.
It's either that or the kids are moving something they really shouldn't
And
be.
it has gone very grey here.
I was also
The
thinking
sunshine has gone, but I don't think it is thunder. But it does sound
thunder
like it,
and
doesn't
lightning, very, very frightening. Ooh, right. It's a good job Gemma's not here. She'll be telling me to not sing or we'll be taken off. Do you remember that day that we got taken off because
Yeah.
Sony thought that we had sung something of theirs, and we didn't. That was the one day we didn't sing.
Yeah, we had copyright infringement against us, didn't we?
Yeah. That wasn't stressful at all.
No. And I had to.
You had to appeal.
I had to appeal.
You did have to appeal. Yeah. Yeah. That was, yeah, they just took us off Facebook, didn't they? Just like that. We're like, but that is thunder.
It is thunder, yeah.
You can, I'm just going to trim this. I've done this as it'll end up being a square. So at the moment it's a rectangle, but we are going to put that, again, right in the middle of this. Give it a little fold. And then you can line it up on your middle bit there. Just make sure, I've done it about 1/4 of an inch above. And then we're going to sew everything in place then. Just straight down there. If you want to increase your stitch length, by the way, then you can, because you're going through a few different layers now. I think that I should have sewn this from the other end, shouldn't I? Because my feet getting caught in the pockets. And then what I'm going to say is decide which side you want that to be. So you might want to put, that you're going to put your scissors there and then your thread there. I'm just going to top stitch that down so it doesn't just keep opening. It then becomes a little booklet.
Yeah, I was going to say, looks like a little
felt
mini
there.
book.
Yeah. And I'm just going to top stitch that in place. Okay. And if I put a little bit of heat on that, I can take that pen off because I've used one of the friction pens. So let's do that and change the angle. There we go. And it's gone. I still think that's magic. I don't know how they do it, but I still think it's magic. And I have to hide those pens from Freddie because he likes to write in them. Although he's got his pen licence at school now. Did you know that a thing?
Yeah, I had to get my pen
Did you
licence.
have a pen licence? I don't remember this ever being a thing.
Yeah, it was around about so I was lucky I got mine in year 3. I was one of the earlier ones.
Look at you.
Thank you.
Look at you, precocious pen user.
I know. I did get told that my handwriting needed to be bigger. That was if I was to be given a pen.
Right.
I did get told that was my downfall. But yeah, towards the end of year 3, I got my pen licence. Wow. Yeah.
Emily wants hers in year 1. And I have to say, I think she'll probably get it. And I think she'll probably be the first one to get it because
I can see that, yeah.
all she does is write.
Oh, I've seen her handwriting. It's great.
It's exquisite.
I think it's neater than my brother's.
It's neater than her brother's. It's neater than most kids.
Yeah.
I was saying to Freddie had a play date yesterday, and I was saying to one of the mums, you know, you think that you want an intelligent child, and then you get one,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh, this isn't as much fun as I thought it might be. It's quite hard work.
Yes.
Quite hard work because
my niece has turned. We should say 3, but we say she is now a 3-nager.
Yeah.
And I heard her and my sister having a discussion.
Let's call it a discussion.
Good.
Yeah.
At the weekend, and it was very much a case of, Mummy, but you are not listening to me.
Oh, wow.
You need to listen to me too. And then my sister said, don't raise your voice. But Mummy, you raised your voice first. So I need to, so you can hear me.
I mean, there's logic there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and my
Wow.
mum had to leave the room.
Were you laughing too much?
Because my mum was like, this is karma at its
my mum said
best.
exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
She's like, you have everything you deserve. Right there, in that very small person.
My mum's argument is that at least my mum wasn't getting this sort of attitude until my sister was at least 10, 11, 12. She's getting it at 3. So my mum's like, I cannot wait until your daughter actually becomes a teenager. So yeah, my mum found it very hilarious. She was laughing.
I'm going to have to look up the word that Emily said to me. We were at some sort of, I don't know, they had a reptile house. It was that sort of place. Oh, I know what it was, yeah. And she said, I sent it to Josh, I was like, do you know what this word means? And he's like, yes. So we go into the reptile house and it says, please shut the door, and it's warm. We goes, well, of course it has to be warm, Mummy. Reptiles are ectotherms.
Oh, right.
Or was it ectothermic? She said ectothermic, and I was like, Josh, what does ectothermic mean? And he's like, oh, are you in the reptile house? I'm like, I knew it was ecto, so it's got to be outside. They get there, and I was working it out. I was like, thermic, so warmth, so they get they get their warmth externally, which is why they have to come out in the sunshine. So I was sort of there, but I was like, you were 5. How do you know that? The school have said that we know that she'll be on the gifted and talented register, but we don't know which, because she's gifted and talented all round. I'm like, yeah, thank you for trying to work with that. Mm-hmm. I remember her nursery nurse saying, and she's done this, and she's done this, and she listed this whole thing, all by 10 o'clock in the morning. It's like, yes, and that's where she needs to be, at nursery.
I was shocked the other day. I thought that my niece at the age of 3 had learnt how to read, because she was reading a book, following her finger across. Word for word, she was correct. My sister was like, she is 3, of course she doesn't know how to read a book. And I said, but she's getting it right, word for word.
How is this happening?
She's just remembered. We've read that book so many times. I said, well, either way, that's great memory for a 3-year-old. Yeah. But it was just the way that she was following the words.
You do have that thing, don't you? I'm just going to sew all the way around. On the edge of this, that is my guide, is the end of my Styleville fix. I'll never forget when Emily was 1 and she walked up the stairs, and it hadn't even occurred to me to teach her her numbers yet, because she was just 1, and she walked up the stairs and counted to 11 as she went up the stairs, and I made her do it twice because I didn't believe she'd never even done 1, 2, 3 or anything like that. She just straight out counted to 11 walking up the stairs. And I said, Emily, why did you stop at 11? She said, well, that's all the stairs we've got.
Oh, otherwise she would have carried on going.
Yeah. She wasn't even 2. Okay. And it was at that point that I was like, Because we used to think, from 4 months, she was trying to say words. And the sounds that she would make were like, really? And we used to all sit there and go, no, she can't be. She is so good with words. I've left quite a big turning through gap there, and I am going to trim when I find my scissors. Pinking shears. I am going to trim around that edge, just to take the bulk out. Yeah, so if that's what your sister is also dealing with, good luck to her.
Yeah. She was also speaking Punjabi at the weekend as well, telling us
Amazing.
all a banana in Punjabi is.
Good
I was
girl.
like, I think, yeah.
How is your Punjabi?
Mine is conversational with my grandparents.
Good.
Um,
I think that's lovely.
but I've also learned growing up and then talking to other families that we have made words up.
Amazing. Good. Excellent.
So I can say
This is
things
how
to
languages evolve.
yeah. So I
Perfect.
can say something to my grandma and she understands it because it's probably her I've learnt that word from.
But she's made it up.
But she's made it up.
Brilliant.
Um,
You've got your own secret family language.
yes.
I love that.
Yeah, so there's just random words where if I said it to somebody who I've met later on in life that's not part of my family, so
And have they looked
in-laws.
confused?
Yes.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, so my brother-in-law tells me many times that I don't actually speak Punjabi because it's not proper, because so my family come from the farms, so it's like, dialects, so up
Yeah.
north,
Yeah.
and, in Gloucestershire they have phrases and,
Yeah.
things like, so he says that
Colloquial.
yeah, he says that we're more like that as a family, and we have phrases that aren't translatable really and shouldn't be, but they make sense to us.
You should not be translated in any way. You're talking gibberish.
Yeah. So
This is brilliant. Did
yeah.
he say that? Did he try and beat around the bush with that, or did he just go straight in with?
No, just straight in. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
okay.
Hasn't said that to my grandma though. Just
Yeah, good
just
luck.
to
Good
me.
luck with saying that to any family elder.
Yeah.
You've made words up. You make
Yeah.
no sense.
Yeah. There have been many words where I've said to her, obviously we say it in English, and I said, well, how would you say that in Punjabi? And she's gone, there isn't a So for example, thank you. I said, how do I say thank you? I've never learned how to say thank you. We just say thanks.
Okay.
Or actually, I very rarely hear my grandma say thank you.
Rude.
I think
There probably is a word.
So I found out that there is, but she's adamant that that's actually Hindi.
But then,
But it's usable. I can use it. I do use it. But I remember asking her, and she just went, "No, it's just thank you." And I said, "No, you've said the same word. You've just put an accent on it. Like that doesn't work."
brilliant. But it does.
But it does.
But it does.
Yeah.
I am gonna look. I'm not too worried about this seam allowance here. I'm gonna tuck it under, and I'm gonna top stitch around, just because that's gonna help me put this into the frame. Okay.
Oh, we've got some great stories coming through. Liz has said at 5 months old, my daughter could hold a conversation with strangers. By one,
no one believes me. I'm
mastered
so
sarcasm.
glad. Yeah.
That's dangerous.
Has this ever stopped? How old is your daughter now? And how has this worked out for you? Asking for. I'm not asking for a friend. I'm asking for me, because my daughter terrifies me with how bright she is, and I don't know what to do about
Sue
it.
Langford's comments made me laugh.
She's got an Emily, I think.
She put, meanwhile, I can't wait until my unborn first grandchild gives its mother, in brackets my daughter, her first eye roll.
Yay! We love a good eye roll.
I think this is why grandparents love their grandchildren so much.
Oh yeah, I mean I do. The saying that I have to say to my children sometimes is, I hear the words, but could you please tell your face that as well? What do you mean, Mummy? Like, just tell your face that. Rearrange your face to match the words, please. And I do it. I remember my first boss at Crate and Craft telling me that I had resting face.
Yeah.
And she's like, why weren't you interested in that show? I'm like, what do you mean? I was really fascinated. Can I?
Sorry.
Thanks. I'm just going to top stitch around here. There we go. I was like, what do you mean? I was fascinated. She's like, that's not what your face was saying. Proper told off. I'm like, that's just my face. I can't do a lot about that. And yeah. So I too struggle with my face saying something else.
Joe has just said, my daughter's just lost her 4-year-old in a 2-bed flat. Next time we check the roller drawer under the bed.
Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah. You go from one extreme to the other. Then there's my son who used to play hide and seek with my grandma, with my mum, with grandma, And she'd be like, I don't know where Freddie is. And he'd pop out from, I'm behind the curtain, Grandma. It's like, and that's not how hide and seek works. But thanks.
Liz has put my son's first son was an absolute joy. His second was the one he deserved.
Yeah, my mum said exactly the same with Freddie. If you'd just have stopped with Freddie, you'd have thought parenting was easy. We've sewn around it. You can see this is starting to take shape. Hey, look, you might want to just put a popper on there. But why would you put a popper when you could put it in here? Right. So, you might want to get yourself a pokey tool to help poke into, because that's got to go all the ways in there. And it's a nice snug fit, which, whilst you need something to help squeeze it in, once it's in, it makes it much easier to sew. Now,
Oh, Liz Taylor said, my son walked at 9 months, very bright, argued with his teachers when he knew more than they did.
Brilliant.
Started his final year of med school this morning.
yay! We're so proud of them. Yeah. My brother went to Oxford, and during his A-levels, I think a lot of the teachers struggled with him a little bit then, because, yeah, he was brighter than so many of them. And you see, now my son, I have had to have the conversation with my son. It's like, right, you are going to be a good-looking boy, and he is, and he's going to be tall, anywhere between 6'4" and 6'7". He loves maths, absolutely loves maths, and at maths he will try, and he'll come home and I'm like, Freddie, have you had a good day? And he's like, yes, Mama, we had a maths test, it was brilliant. I'm like, okay, unnatural child, well done. And his last year's teacher was brilliant. She wouldn't take any rubbish from him. And I've had to say to him that you will get by on charm, because he can be very charming. And you'll be tall, and you've got longer eyelashes than me, cowbag. So you'll be fine. However, with a tiny bit of application, you could be brilliant. Choice is yours. You can coast and you'll have an absolutely fine life. Or you could actually try and be brilliant. The choice is yours. Is that all right, Mummy? I'll have a think about that.
I'll have a think.
Good-o! Let me know what you decide. Because we're getting up with... I mean, it sounds like I'm a horrible parent, but it's just we're getting to secondary school territory. He's got his last year of primary school. And we're now like, right, where does he go? Which one's going to push him? Does he need pushing?
No, you do. I think that is always something that... I know my parents were very much... If I'd have done what I wanted to do at university... There's absolutely no way I'd be where I am now. And actually, I ended up doing a degree that my mum kind of told me would be a better option.
Right.
And actually, if I hadn't have done that degree, definitely wouldn't be where I am now. And I actually don't know where I might have ended up. So
I think the thing that you love will always shine through. I really do firmly believe that. That's all you need to do. You can see that that is so firmly in that that will hold whilst you stitch. And it is now just a matter of sewing around. Someone got worried the other day with these. And they're like, oh, but don't your stitches show? No. No, they don't. Not if you use a thread that's going to blend in. In fact, it's my my top stitches that show. I can take those out if I want. But my actual stitching of these in, no, that doesn't. You can. We have got a couple of tubes left of craft glue. Which ones? We had the jewellery glue. Which ones did we get in the end? Can't remember. Are they in my glue drawer? The HT2 is really good. We've got some of that, and we also had some gem glue. If you want to glue these into the frames first. than the HT2, and that if you get a little bit oozed onto the fabric,
Did it just wipe off?
it will sort of rub off.
Oh, okay.
Once it's dry, don't touch it until it's dry, and then you can sort of rub it off. Ask me how I know. Because I got it oozed everywhere. You know when you first open something
Yeah.
and it goes everywhere. Let me just find if I can show it. Because I can show you the pouch then. Did I bring it back down with me or did I leave it? We have so many little pouches. Oh, I wanted to ask you lot something actually, while I remember.
Elizabeth Krangler said she really loves this make.
It's beautiful, isn't
stunner.
it? Yeah, yeah. I was using the scissors that you bought me at the weekend as well, Auntie Lizzie. She did the most beautiful embroidery for me. Right, now these. My lovely friend Gemma, not Gemma here, Gemma, other Gemma, who I work with in Cornwall, she has done these. They're in the plastic, I don't know if you can see them. Now, I love these, but I keep looking at them in our little shop. And I'm seeing appliqued cushions or a wall hanging.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think? Because that would be easy to applique.
Mm. It's a good little
Is that
idea.
something that you guys would like? Because if it is, then I'll do it. If it's not, then I won't. It's as simple as that.
We only do what the people want.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I want them, so we'll probably do them anyway. Because I just think they'll look really, really lovely.
Yeah, when I say people, sometimes it's just us
Me.
in the studio.
Just me.
We want it.
but-
I've definitely added things onto the order sheet that I like and want
Yeah.
and nobody else buys.
I just think she's done a cracking job. I really, really love them. She's so clever. She did all the logos for my paddleboarding business and everything. So clever lady. So yeah, I just think they'd make a lovely, just a wall hanging.
They do look cool.
They do look cool. Now there's a whole group about how seagulls became.
Oh, is there?
Can't remember it. I'd have to rewind a bit, but there is. That is today's show, ladies and gents. Tomorrow we have got fabric bins. Oh, they're big and roomy, actually.
Are they?
Yeah, and you just need a strip of fabric to do them with.
And the summer holidays is a perfect time to get your storage in check.
Do you know what? You could do them for fabric, you could do them for toys. You can do them
Yeah.
as a kid's tidy up toy thing. But if you've got a fabric that is your favourite fabric, I'm going to do a matching lampshade with mine. And they're going to go into, I went into Emily's room at the weekend, I was like, this is disgusting. And when the puppy arrives, she's like, it needs to come off the floor into something, else the puppy cannot go in Emily's bedroom
Yeah.
because she'll chew everything. So we're Operation Tidy Up the Pit. It's really hard for me to tell her off because it's all craft stuff.
Yeah.
And of course she goes into the sitting room and there's just craft stuff everywhere. I'm like, go and tidy your room. And she's like,
We don't let her into the studio, do we? No.
not without shoes on. She's got her own little department in the corner.
Yeah, because this is definitely a creator's space.
Yes. I was going to say as long as this bit's tidy, but you can see, you create, you make a mess, it's fine. So yeah, she's definitely a creative type. So we've got to find ways to tidy up. So I'm going to do her a matching lampshade and lamp with a matching tidy up thing.
So then in a way it's creative that she's tidying.
Yeah. So she's getting pink dinosaurs.
Oh, wow.
She doesn't know it yet because I chose it. But she's getting pink dinosaurs, but you could do yours in cafe. You could do it in all sorts of gorgeous fabrics. It's up to you. I'll do one for Emily, I'll do one for me. Perfect. Yeah. So we'll see you here tomorrow, 10 o'clock, when all will be revealed.
Ta-da.
Take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.
Bye.